Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Chester F. Awald Memorial Gymnasium here at Mountain View High School for tonight's game featuring the Mountain View Spartans versus the Los Gatos WIldcats. We're getting ready to start here in just a minute. They're doing their last checks of the rotation, and we'll be ready to go here. Mountain View comes in with a very nice record of 17-2 overall, 4-1 in the league. Los Gatos getting ready to serve, coming in at 3-1 league with 11-6 overall record. And here we go. That's Jarnigan back to serve. Quick set in the middle. Nice block there, but Los Gatos recovers. Nice dig by Mountain View. Quick set in the middle. And a net on Mountain View. Point goes to Los Gatos. Mountain View's missing one of their big middle blockers tonight. Emma Blockus is out. They'll miss her in the middle there. Good height. Jarnigan with a serve again. Tight set, little over on the two. Holroyd dinks it over, but Los Gatos is there. And that's touchdown. That was Plumbush with the touch. Score tied at 1 here at the first set tonight. That was Mora with the serve. Tough to handle. Point to Mountain View. Mora, 5'8" senior. She's one of their setters. Nice float serve. Off the block, Mountain View's there. Quick set over in the middle and just pushed it over. Point for Los Gatos. We'll see that again, just a quick little push over on Los Gatos' part. Quick set and down. Only one blocker and didn't have a chance to get up there in time. Los Gatos with an ace. Schmidt with the serve. Right in the corner. Nice placement there. That was Johansson from Mountain View. We'll see that again going into the back left corner. Perfect placement. Holroyd back to serve. Off the block. Nice push. That was nicely done. That was Takahashi for Mountain View. Mountain View goes up 4-3. Quick set in the middle, over the block. And it goes long. Johansson trying for that back line again. Just went a little bit long. Coming in for Los Gatos is Bond. 5'8" junior for Los Gatos. Didn't clear the net. Mountain View was there with 2 blocks, but it didn't go over. We'll see that again. See it go just tight into the net. Iverson coming in for Mountain View, back to serve. Iverson's a 5'8" senior this year. Off the block, nicely played. That was Pelton for Los Gatos. We'll see her push it right off the block. Mountain View gets 2 up, but nicely placed. Hendy back to serve for Los Gatos. That was a tough pass right on the net. Hard for the setter to get that. Los Gatos goes up 6-5. ND back to serve again. Very deep serve. Holroyd pushes it over. Nice quick set there by Los Gatos, and it comes in just down the line. She was just outside the block. You'll see it just goes right down the line. Very nice placement. Los Gatos up 7-5 here in the first set. Cross-court set, nicely blocked by Los Gatos. That looked like that was Nelson on the block. You see it again. See the nice block by Los Gatos. Little pushover. Back row attack. Nice down by Holroyd. Looked like it was in front of the 10-foot line, and they're going to give it point Mountain View. Back row attack has to be behind the 10-foot line. You'll see her foot step on the line, and so that's why the point, you can't jump. Back to serve for Mountain View is Johansson. Tough left-handed serve. Free ball. Quick set in the middle, off the block. Nicely played by Mountain View. That was Price with the kill. Little push over by the setter. Los Gatos tried to do the same thing and didn't quite make it over the net. That was their setter, Nelson, 5'9" senior. Score tied at 8. She got a little bit under that, and it floated long. Mountain View Spartans are coached by head coach Dave Wynn. Los Gatos coached by Joe Ripp. Both well-respected coaches in the league. Monsef back to serve for Los Gatos, up by 1. That was tough. Nice placement in the back corner. Probably would have gone long, but hard to tell when you're on the court. We'll see if we can see from the replay here whether it looked like it was going to go long. Tough to tell from that angle. Monsef with the serve. Good communication there on Mountain View's part. Back row. Nicely placed there. That was Johansson with the back row attack. Takahashi back to serve. Holroyd off the block, nicely done. She has a great vertical jump and able to get that up and off the block. You'll see how high her feet go off the ground. Nicely pushed off the block there. Just over the tape, tight pass, little quick set, and it's in just down the line. Nice recovery by Los Gatos. In for Los Gatos is Whitney, 5'8" junior, outside hitter. Nelson with the serve. Holroyd drops it right in the middle. Very nice placement. That was a finesse shot. We'll see it again. See her drops it in just in front of the back row. Very tough to cover. Koralczyk back to serve. The libero tonight. Back set to Johansson. Nice dig. Johansson again. Again, a little finesse right in the middle. Johansson, a 6'1" sophomore. Koralczyk to serve. Nicely blocked by Los Gatos. That looks like that was Whitney on the block. A lot of power there from Holroyd, but block was in the perfect place. Jarnigan to serve. Score tied at 12. Off the block. Nice kill by Holroyd. We'll see that again. Just right between the two blockers there. It's tough to get those two blockers right next to each other. Los Gatos almost able to get it back. 4 hits and a ceiling later, it made it back. Mora to serve. They called that a pushback on Los Gatos' part. Sounded like they threw it a bit. The up ref explaining why he called it to the captain. I think they may be claiming that Mountain View touched the ball on the wrong side of the net. They're calling a point to Mountain View. Los Gatos setter was going up and Mountain View reached over, and it was unclear as whether we touched it while the setter was in the act of setting on their side, and that would have been a point to Los Gatos. More to serve. Mountain View up by 3. Tough serve in the back corner. Little quick set with a push over. Holroyd there with the block for Mountain View. And Los Gatos calls a timeout. We'll see that last block by, or push over by Holroyd. She was there as the Los Gatos setter went up. So I want to thank tonight Palo Alto Medical Foundation. They've been a longtime supporter of local high school athletics. Very honored to have them help us out tonight by sponsoring this program. Take a look here at the quick standings to see where we are. I show Mountain View. These are league standings, 4-1, followed by Los Gatos, Los Altos, and Palo Alto at 3-1. Gun Homestead and Saratoga trailing. Mountain View with the best overall record for all of the matches played. The De Anza League is always a good, strong league, often representation in the CCS. A lot of club sports around here. Private schools are very good here too, between Pinewood and St. Francis. Sort of a volleyball powerhouse in this area. Brittany Howard, an alumnus of Mountain View, is playing, starting for Stanford, doing very well. And we're back ready to start here with Mora to serve. And we're back to action. Mountain View up 16-12. Didn't make it over the net. Point to Mountain View. Mountain View on quite a run here. Quick set, off the block. Mountain View not able to pull it in. Point to Los Gatos. Pelton coming in for Los Gatos. Tara Schmidt, senior libero, back to serve for Los Gatos. Little dink over, perfect placement by Holroyd. Oh, and they called it wide. Very nicely placed, but looked like it was just a couple inches wide. We'll see if we can see it go out of bounds here. Just a little touch over. Ooh, that looked good, but they're right on top of it, so. Just wide. Holroyd again with a lot of power, but got a little bit underneath it. Los Gatos creeping back up. Schmidt with a serve. Back set to Holroyd, off the block. Nicely played. She went down the line, just pushed it off that outside blocker. Quick set, right down the middle. Only one blocker up. Nicely played by Los Gatos. Bond coming in for Los Gatos to serve. Bond, a 5'8" outside hitter, junior this year. Nice little serve, just dropped it in, just inside the 10-foot line. These are hard to judge. They look like they're going deeper and then they just drop. And again, she did it again. Pushed over by Los Gatos. Takahashi with the kill, nicely done. Nice cross court. Only time for one Los Gatos blocker. Iverson back to serve for Mountain View, up by 2 in this first set. Never made it over. It hit the tape and fell down. That was a tight pass right next to the net. Very hard to play those. Hendy back to serve for Los Gatos. Cross court to Takahashi. That was a tough pass. Holroyd brought it up, but it was too close to the net. Setter couldn't get there in time. Los Gatos has come back, scores tied at 19. Takahashi pushes the free ball back. Quick set in the middle, off the block. Mountain View's there. And it goes long. Very nice play there by the Los Gatos. That was Stracy trying for that back corner, but it was long by about 8 inches. Johansson with the serve. Nice curve. Left-handed service, sometimes those balls spin differently, and that one just was like a curve ball. See if we can see the spin when from this backcourt view. Spun it the other way that time. And Los Gatos calls it second timeout. We'll be back as soon as the action resumes. Johansson back to serve again, up by 3. 22-19 in this first set. Deep serve. Takahashi off the block. Nice push over there by the Los Gatos setter. That was Nelson that pass was tight to the net, and she just reached it up and pushed it over. Monsef back to serve. Quick set in the middle. Nice placement there by Los Gatos. That was, looks like that was Tracy on the kill cross court, just inside the back corner line. Perfect placement. Los Gatos fighting back. Monsef back to serve, trailing by 1. Off the tape. Pushed over by Mountain View. Good recovery by Los Gatos. Back set, back row, and it goes sailing into Los Altos. Score tied at 22. And Mountain View calls a timeout. So we're at 22 all. You're in the first set of this league match between the Mountain View Spartans and the Los Gatos Wildcats. Both with good records. Mountain View's better league record of 4-1. Los Gatos with 3-1. Los Gatos was doing well at the beginning of the game. Sort of struggled in the middle and has come back strong here. Mountain View with a better overall record, 17-2. It's a hot night here at the Chester F. Awalt Memorial Gym. Our Indian summer here in October. Los Gatos feeling energized after coming back. Mountain View needing to dig in. Monsef back to serve for Los Gatos. Chance for them to go up. Back row to Holroyd. Nice recovery by Los Gatos, but tough pass. Tara Schmidt coming in for Los Gatos with the libero. Takahashi back with the serve. Cross court, good dig by Mountain View. Johansson back row, and it goes long. She got a little bit underneath that, and it sailed a little bit long. Nelson to serve. Very nice placement by Johansson. Just a little palm shot there. She rolled it off her palm and dropped it in just over the block. You'll see it, just a little gentle touch. Right in that big old empty spot. It's a tough play to do, and she made it look easy. Palmbush coming in for Mountain View. 6'1" freshman. Tight to the net. And Holroyd was right there to push it down. And that's the end of the first set. Mountain View takes the first set, 25-23. And we have some sort of confusion going on here. According to the scoreboard, it was 25-23, but there seems to be some discussion here going on with the upref between the two captains. That's Mora for Mountain View. And can't see who the Los Gatos captain would be. Yep, well, now they call it again. We're going to see a quick replay of that last point. And that was definitely point Mountain View. They were up by 1, so I'm not quite sure what the confusion was there. We'll be back in just a minute with set number 2. Getting ready here for the start of the second set. Mountain View Spartans versus the Los Gatos Wildcats. Just a little clarification on the end of that first set. There is an official scorekeeper who sits at the scorekeeper's desk. And then there's a person that actually flips the switch that turns the scoreboard. And then we actually keep score here in the booth. So what we're assuming is that the official scorekeeper was the one that signaled to the up ref that the first set was really over. So we're hoping that's what happened, and that's the way it should work, regardless of what the scoreboard says. Mountain View to serve. Off the block of Los Gatos. Nicely pushed there by, that was Hendy for Los Gatos, but Mountain View was there with a double block. Mora back to serve. Getting instructions from Coach Wynn as to where to place the serve. Into the net by Los Gatos. Just before the server serves, you'll notice that they'll look over at the coach, and the coach will give them a signal as to where he wants the ball to be placed. Server does their best to get it into that spot. It may have to do with who's playing in the opposing position. That just drops over the net. It may have to do with who's stronger at the net for either the opposing team or for the offense. Quick set in the middle, little dink over. Nice placement there. That was Alex Anthony, a 5'11" sophomore for Los Gatos. Tara Schmidt back to serve for Los Gatos. Little short serve. Johansson tried to get that, but got too far underneath it, and the ball sailed long. Schmidt to serve again. Short serve. Back set to Holroyd, who drops it in. Los Gatos is there. Quick set in the middle. Nicely played. I believe that was Pelton for Los Gatos. We'll see it again, and we can see who does the quick up. Yeah, Pelton for Los Gatos. Schmidt to serve. Short just drops over the net. Johansson mishits. Doesn't make it over. Los Gatos takes the lead. And this one doesn't make it over. 3 for 4. Holroyd back to serve for Mountain View. Score tied at 4 here in the second set. Just drops over the tape. Back set. Nicely played it. They're getting good at that little quick set in the middle. Mountain View's getting the block up, but it's coming up late, and she's able to get the ball over. You'll see Mountain View with 2 blockers here, but just one. My apologies. Looks like we have a timeout being called here by Mountain View, down by 1, and we'll be back when play resumes. We're back after the timeout, 60-second timeout. Mountain View called, just trailing by 1. Doesn't want to let Los Gatos get too far ahead. Tough serve there. And they call, not sure what they called. Hard to say. May have been someone touching the net. Iverson comes in for Mountain View and goes back to serve. Looking over at coach for instructions on where to go. Deep middle. Mountain View might be said or sort of spun it a little bit, and the crowd groaned, but then Los Gatos was able to come back with a nice, quick back row. Nice drop serve. Blocked by Los Gatos. Back row, good dig by Holroyd. Johansson drops it in, good recovery by Los Gatos. Off the block. Oh, great rally. Great rally. We'll see that last play here. Just pushed it off the block, almost got it. That was a good psychological boost for Los Gatos. ND with the serve. Takahashi. Nice cross-court kill there. That was Stracy on the kill for Los Gatos. We'll see it again. We'll see she goes down. I guess that was off the block. Tough communication there. Was a call for out, but hard to know. Los Gatos up by 4. Head 9-5 here in the second set of the best-of-5 match. ND with a serve. Back row. Holroyd gets under it, goes long. And Mountain View calls its second timeout. Mountain View not wanting to get Los Gatos get too far ahead. We'll be back as soon as they return. Well, Larry back to serve for Los Gatos, up 10-5. Mountain View's having a tough time judging those back rows. A lot of those serves look like they're going long. Nice kill there. That was Stracy again with the kill for Los Gatos. Mountain View is looking very flat. Los Gatos looking energized. Nice float serve. Ace dropped it in just to the back line, just in front of Wong's feet. Takahashi coming in. Nicely played there. That was Pelton for Los Gatos, pushing it off the block, going wide. You see her almost just literally push it off the right-hand blocker. Nice float serve. Nicely played again. That was Nelson for Los Gatos, just pushing it over. Dropping it right in the middle. Tough serve to handle. That was a hard floater to Holroyd in the back row. Mountain View bringing in some substitutions. Schaefer's coming in. Schaefer, a 5'8" sophomore. Nice float served by Los Gatos. Nicely done. Quick set, went right through the blocker. Los Gatos on a tear here, up 16-5. Mountain View is like a deer in the headlights. Los Gatos keeping the pace up. Quick set over. Mountain View tried to just do a quick set on 2. Didn't make it over the tape. Coach Wynn encouraging them just to be patient and play their own game. ND with a serve again, up by 12. Wong tried to just drop that over and never made it over the net. O'Leary to come in for Mountain View. Coach Wynn trying to shake things up a little bit to get the Mountain View team going here. Nice serve. Tough one off the ceiling. That was Schaefer, and it went off, hit the I-beam in the middle, and it rocketed down. Mountain View's used both its timeouts, so they're at the mercy of the game here. Los Gatos keeping the pace up. ND with the serve. And that one is shanked by O'Leary. Los Gatos up by 15. And they call that 4 hits. Float serve goes long. Very nice rally by Los Gatos. That may have been about 14 points in a row. Hopefully Mountain View will get a spark lit. Johansson back to serve. Back set. Nice down spin there on Holroyd from the back row. It looked like it was going long, but she just spun it down. Johansson with the serve. Tough serve. Mountain View needs a 14-point run here. Very nice placement there. As a set to the back row, Holroyd came running in and just floated it in over the block. You'll see it go just over the outstretched arms of the blocker and drop into that open spot. Nicely played there by Stracy, going right down the line outside the block. Tough serve, tight to the net, pass off the block. Nice push over the net there by the Los Gatos setter, Sarah Nelson. She's good at that timing, sensing when there's no one in the middle. You'll see her just reach up with her left hand and drop it over. Munsef to serve. Johansson from the back row. Good dig by Los Gatos. Oh, and mishandled by Johansson. So we have 15 straight set points here. My guess is that Los Gatos will be able to do this. 1 point away from tying up the match, 1-1. And it goes long by about 10 inches. 14 more to go. O'Leary back to serve for Mountain View. Nice down the line by Johansson. And Los Gatos pushes it over the net, and they take the second set, 25-11. And we'll be back. This is going to be a good match. Score tied 1 set apiece. Well, welcome back to the game. There is the principal of Graham Middle School. Glad to have him here for the game. We assume that's his daughter. Exciting second set here. Mountain View took the first set pretty close, but they won it 25-23, and then Los Gatos just screamed through the second set, taking it 25-11, and it wasn't even that close. Mountain View scored 6 points toward the very end. Down ref just checking on the rotations, making sure everyone's in their right place. The evening is cooling off a little bit here. And here we go to get ready to start a set 3. Serving for Los Gatos. That's Jarnigan. Tough set there, a little miscommunication. Palmbush jumped a little bit too early. Mountain View seems to have a little bit of a hard time communicating. You'll see the person in the far left reaching in the way of the person who probably would have been there to get it. That's a tough one. You know, you try to get every ball, but sometimes it's best to leave it for the person who's in the right position. Cross court to Holroyd off the block, and it goes wide. That might be the spark that Mountain View needed. A nice cross court kill by Holroyd. We'll see that again. She's going to come off from the right-hand side off the block, and it goes wide. More to serve. And it goes long. That one they had their eye on. It went, oh, maybe a foot long, just at the feet of the backcourt line judge. More to serve again. Score tied at 2. Mountain View was the block. That was Johansson there with the block. It was Johansson and Palmbush, a nice double block. You'll see those 4 big arms going up right at the same time. Very tough to get through that. More to serve. There's that block again. What happens is if they do enough of those, pretty soon Los Gatos will be afraid to set that side, and it really limits their play. You'll see it again, those 4 arms up again. Mountain View up by 2. Oh, that missed by about an inch. She tried to just drop it over the net. That was Wang with the push over. She tried to compensate for her forward motion and just held off a little bit. Schmidt to serve, short drop. She's doing those very effectively this evening. Coach Wynn is instructing his players to scooch up. Let's see if she does it again. There it is. Mountain View again, not ready. They're playing too far deep. And then at some point she may go for the back row. Mountain View inching up. In. Nicely played. Takahashi coming in for Mountain View. Mountain View tries the same thing, a little drop. Mountain View was there with the block, which Los Gatos was able to push it through. Bond back to serve for Los Gatos. Ooh, shanked by Mountain View. Iverson not able to handle that. Nice serve. Nice block by Johansson. He tried to go down the line and she was there. You'll see it again. That the outside hitter tried to push it right down the left-hand line. Johansson got her arms up just so she could, if you go outside the block, it's going to be wide. Nicely played. Nice block there. Takahashi with that block. We'll see her going up there on the left. Quick set in the middle. Tried to dink it over. Mountain View's there. Back row to Holroyd. Little push over. Off the ceiling. You'll hear the Mountain View spectator session urging the setters, the blockers, to get up sooner, because Los Gatos is very good on those little quick sets. Hendy with the serve. Nice drop. Quick set in the middle. She got a little bit underneath it and went long. Nice try by Lauren Price. So that went off. Oh, looked like that went off the net. It sounds like they're calling it off the block. So it must have been a touch there that we couldn't see. We'll see if it goes off the hands of the Mountain View defender. I'm not sure what happened on that. Yeah. So it must have been in just down the line. A little bit of patty cake going on here. Tough. That went off the center I-beam and rockets down very fast when it touches up there. Still playable on your own side, but it comes back really fast. ND with quite a run here, up 11-7. Los Gatos leading in set 3. Nice back row attack, kept her feet just outside that 10-foot line. Mountain View needed that. You'll see Holroyd big jump from just beyond that 10-foot line. Quick set again. Mountain View was able to get the block up that time. That looked like it was Price with the block. Johansson to serve. And it goes long. Good call there. That was the front line calling that ball long. Back row listened, let it go. Score tied at 11. Johansson with the serve. Quick glance at coach for placement. Nice serve, back left corner. Good recovery by Los Gatos. Tight to the net. Nicely done there. That was Mora with the block. Right in the middle. And Los Gatos calls a timeout. So we'll see that on the replay. And Mora was right there. So we have the first timeout here of set 3. The score, Mountain View is ahead 12-11 here in the third set. Want to give a big shout out to the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, who has been a longtime sponsor of local sports, keeping these games on for us to all see. Several locations, one in Palo Alto, Sunnyvale, Mountain View. Great doctors, great clinics. Very professional organization. And we thank them for their ongoing sponsorship. They've been with KMVT for many, many years now. Los Gatos called its first time out here. Trying to stop a bit of a run here by Mountain View. Teams coming back on the court. Getting a little last minute instruction there. That's Coach Joe Ripp for Los Gatos. Johansson back to serve, leading this third set by 1. Tough serve. Cross court set. Good dig. Nice block there by Takahashi. Wow, nice rally. That final point there by Stracy was able to cut it diagonally across the middle into an open spot on Mountain View. We'll see it here, that last point there on, she cuts inside the block into that open area. Nicely played by Los Gatos. Score tied at 12. Lonsef back to serve. Went over the I-beam. Good recovery by Mountain View. Nice placement. Los Gatos saw that open hole. All of the Mountain View defenders were back at the back row. Wide open there in that right front corner. Great dive by the Mountain View libero, but not able to get there in time. A lot better communication this time on Mountain View's part. Great quick two there. That was, we had Lauren Price there with that kill. Los Gatos just not able to get their blockers up in time. You'll see her jump early on, just as the set comes up, before the blocker has a chance to get anywhere. Line with a serve. A little bit of spin on that, kind of floated. Great kill there. That was Tracy, junior outside hitter for Los Gatos, able to push it off the block. We'll see that again. Just powered it through the block. Nelson with a serve. That ball floated just above the tape. Los Gatos won the push. Los Gatos up by 2 here in set 3. Little drop set or serve. Holroyd drops it in just over the outstretched arms of the block. We'll see her just drop that in just over the fingertips of the blockers. And they called it in. That line judge is looking straight down the line. She has a very good view. Nice push there. That was Mora, the setter, just dropped that over. The ball touched that red and white antenna, and anytime the ball touches that, it has to be completely inside, so that's considered out. Mountain View up by 1. Mountain View with the block, but a little bit off the net, so it just dropped in at their feet on their side of the net. So we have a tie score here in set 3. Iverson comes in, libero. Didn't quite push hard enough there. There was some ins and some outs called there, but ultimately they let it go and it went long. Sometimes those floaters are hard to tell because they're spinning. And if they spin down, they'll drop in at the back row, and it's embarrassing to have them drop at your feet. They called a lift there. Nice recovery by Los Gatos, but ultimately their hand was on it for too long. They called a lift. We'll see that again. We'll see if we can see how they... Nice cross court by Holroyd. Very tough to cover those. We'll see if she went over the block or around it. Yeah, just went inside it. And Los Gatos calls a timeout. And we'll be back when play resumes. And we're back for the exciting conclusion here of set 3. Mountain View up by 2, 19-17. Match is tied, 1 set apiece. Mountain View serving. Nice float serve, tough to handle. Holroyd bounced that off the tape and it really slowed the trajectory, made it very hard to defend, and it just dropped in. Coach Wynn there giving instructions on placement, giving serve instructions for placement. Nice float serve, almost off the ceiling, but no. Good block there by Mountain View, but recovered by Los Gatos. Beautiful placement there. That was Palmbush with a kill in the back right corner. Palmbush, a freshman. That's good for the ego when you're playing on varsity as a freshman. Great placement. Good recover. Pushed out of bounds. That was almost a double hit on the setter's part. They didn't call it, but it ended up going wide, so it didn't matter. Moore back to serve. Mountain View up by 5. Bond comes in for Los Gatos, into the middle. And net called on Los Gatos. Good placement. And we have a substitution coming in for Los Gatos is Brooke Landevage. First time in tonight. Los Gatos trying to mix up the rotation a little bit. Nice serve in it. Oh, right there. That ball just hung up right above the tape and she was able to drop it in. When the pass is that tight to the net, that's really tough to defend. And we have set point here. Tight to the net. Oh, she knew that was long, but touched it. She knew the minute she put her arms out there that she should have let it go. Tough to do, though. Los Gatos trailing 18-24 here in the third set. Their libero, Tara Schmidt, back to serve. Oh, ooh, she got hit in the face. Not hard, but I think she got hit in the eye. It went underneath the net. That's Pelton for Los Gatos. It might have been hit in the nose. She looks like she's fine. I think it scared her. She wasn't expecting it to come underneath the net. She's hanging in there, though. Schmidt back to serve, trailing by 5. Looks like they're going to take a look and make sure she's okay. Joe Ripp is talking to her to make sure it looks everything's all right. She's nodding her head. And she's back in the game. Nice round of applause from the crowd. Off the tape, and that is the third set. Mountain View takes set 3, 25-19. And we'll be back in just a few minutes for set 4.
KMVT 15 is your community media center. We are here to provide hands-on training, equipment, and resources to you to express your voice over many distribution platforms. So when you think of KMVT 15, remember we have a full production facility, production truck, and an award-winning staff here to support your needs.
And we're back, getting ready for the start of set 4 here in this best-of-5 match between the Mountain View Spartans and the Los Gatos WIldcats. It's Thursday, October 8th, 2015. We're at the Chester F. Awalt Memorial Gymnasium at Mountain View High School in Mountain View, California. Owen Halliday here, your announcer. Hoping you're enjoying tonight's game. It's actually a very nice match. Mountain View took the first set. That was pretty close, but they definitely had the upper hand. Los Gatos came screaming back and just trounced Mountain View in set 2. And then set 3 was pretty evenly matched back and forth, probably more evenly matched than the score shows at 25-19. So Mountain View leads the best of 5. Getting ready to go into game 4. They're up 2 sets to 1. Mountain View getting ready to serve. It's cooled off a bit here. The gymnasium's a little cooler than it was at the game time. Start. And here we go. First serve, Mountain View, set 4. Almost a great play there. That was for Los Gatos. Nelson coming screeching in from the back row, trying to get that little dink in. Johansson just outside the block, puts it in right field in front of the back line. We'll see Johansson coming up again, left-handed. Yeah, we'll see that replay again later. Going back to serve from Mountain View, we have Mora. Tough serve there. That was right at the feet of Tara Schmidt. Mora, 5'8" senior setter, back to serve. Yeah, they called that a carry. Her hand stayed on the ball a little bit too long. Up ref called that a carry or a push. Lendevej comes in. Nice float serve. Very little rotation. Those end up being a little bit like a baseball knuckleball. They just sort of float through the air and you never quite can tell which way the ball is going to go. And you'll see her just push it off that block there. Back set to Holroyd, who pushes it through the block. She's got enough power that she can actually push that through the block. Tough to get enough forward motion on that block without going into the net. Quick set. Tight to the net. Takahashi pushes it down. Very well played by Takahashi. Good timing. We'll see her push that. She's just off the net. And that's hard to do, to keep your hands back. And Los Gatos calls a timeout. While they're taking a timeout, we're going to take a quick minute, again, to thank the Palo Alto Medical Foundation for their ongoing support of high school athletics. Been a great supporter over the years. Love to have them with us. Appreciate all their financial support. Many of the athletes and family members from this area go to the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, and so we appreciate all that they do for us over the years. Quick break here. Mountain View up 6-1 here in set 4. This could be the final set. Los Gatos has been playing very well. Lots of good communication. A little bit of the underdog tonight, playing very well. But Mountain View has started communicating a little bit better again, playing a little bit more as a team. Teams coming back on the court tonight. Coach Wynn giving a little bit of instruction on how to block and how to hold tight. Teams are back on the court. We're ready for Holroyd to serve. Mishandled there by Los Gatos. That serve looked like it had a little bit of backspin on it, which makes it float farther than you think it's going to. Nicely played by Los Gatos. I think that was Hendy with a kill. Hendy only 5'9", but got a good vertical jump. Bond back to serve. Into the net. That's tough to do when you're trailing by 5. Iverson back to serve. They call it double hit. Anytime the setter, you see the ball spin off the second hit, usually they're going to call that a double hit. Means the hands have hit it at slightly different times. Nicely played. That was a good bump set cross court. Hendy able to push it just down the line. You'll see her just outside the block, finding that open spot down the line. And she goes back to serve. Beautiful placement there. That looked like that was Lauren Price on the kill. You'll see her go up pretty quickly and just miss the block. Johansson with a serve. Great example of a left-handing serving like a knuckleball. It's spun the wrong way, the way you wouldn't expect it to. And Los Gatos takes another timeout, and we'll be back when play resumes. And after the timeout, Johansson back to serve. Ooh, that was tough. That was just at the back row. Lines judge was looking down the line. She called it in. From this angle, that looked a bit long, but we're going to give the line judge the benefit of the doubt. She has a better view than we do. Jump set. Nice dig by Holroyd, back row. Well played, over the net. Good down by Mountain View. Push over, tight to the net. Nice rally there. Both teams are playing well tonight. This is a very evenly matched game. Both teams have had moments of greatness, and they've both struggled. It's nice to see long rallies like that. Shows how evenly matched the two teams are. The crowd was calling touch on there. Couldn't tell from this angle, but it looked like it went wide of the block and outside for point for Mountain View. Los Gatos just touched that over, and back row dove in for Mountain View to try to get it, and one of the front row touched it. And senior setter Sarah Nelson back to serve, trying for a comeback here. Little short set, tight to the net, punched over by Holroyd and goes wide. Nelson, one of their leaders, great senior player. Little short serve. Beautifully blocked by Los Gatos there. That was a nice quick set by Mountain View, but Los Gatos read it well. It was up with two. I believe that was Landevage with the block, getting a little bit more playing time this set. Nelson with a serve, a little short one again. Back to Johansson, nicely placed, right inside the back line. Price back to serve for Mountain View, up 13-8. Nice jump back set off the block. Nelson, the Los Gatos setter, is really coming into her own. Jarnigan to serve. That was going out, but made a call to try to get it. Shanked it long. Little dance routine there on the Los Gatos bench. Trying to get a little mojo on the court. Holroyd with a big kill. A lot of height. She's able to get over the blockers. A lot of power. You'll see that the blockers really had no chance. Nice placement. Mountain View tried to get that called wide, but it was definitely in, at least from this perspective. Schmidt back to serve. Down by 3. Little drop serve. Back set to Holroyd. Off the block. Takahashi comes in for Mountain View to the front row. Holroyd to serve. Back corner, nice placement. Nicely blocked by Mountain View, and it landed just inside the line. Little drop serve. Whoa. We had two Los Gatos players collide there. Could have been dangerous on the knees. Holroyd just dropped that little serve in. Bond coming in for Los Gatos. We're going to see if there's a touch on that. It was hard to tell. Los Gatos side is claiming a touch. Hard to tell from this view. We'll see if we can see it again here. Very hard to tell. The two line judges are in discussion with the up ref. If the line judge sees a touch, they have to call it. Up ref can overrule it. And they're calling it point Mountain View. Very hard to tell from this angle. Little short serve. That was off the block. We'll see this time. You can see her hand move, I believe, when it goes off. Yep, the ball changes trajectory. Back set to Johansson. Just off the block, enough to fall in the middle. Lauren Price coming in for Mountain View, back to serve. We have Annie Iverson. Into the net. Los Gatos is hanging in there. Stracy comes in for Mountain View. I'm sorry, for Los Gatos. And Hendy back to serve. They called that a lift on Mountain View's part. Los Gatos is fired up. A little bit of a comeback here, trailing by 5 here in set 4. Tough serve, Mountain View not able to handle it. And Mountain View calls a timeout. We'll be back in this exciting set 4 when play resumes. And we're at 19-15 here in set 4. Los Gatos with a serve, nice float serve. Back set to Johansson. That left hand is really throwing off the Los Gatos. The ball comes off about 2 feet different than you're used to. And it's hard to set the block. And so she's had a lot of success tonight getting it inside or outside the block. And now back to serve, up 20-15 here in set 4. Tough serve. Almost nailed our cameraman. Ooh, nice play by Los Gatos. That was a very late hit. She was on the way up, but she played it very well. Able to spin the ball down, keep it in. You'll see she's just barely off her feet when she hits this. One set, back to serve. Nicely played by Takahashi. I believe she went outside the block. We'll see if it goes outside or through. Yep, right over the top. Little bit of a touch there. Mountain View up 22-16 here in what could be the last set of this match. Takahashi comes in. Actually, Takahashi was in. We just didn't quite get it communicated to the desk properly. Wong back to serve. Good recovery by Los Gatos. Nice deep. Back row to Johansson, drops it in, but Los Gatos is there. Tough play. That was Nelson trying to get that in, and she just couldn't get, she had 3 chances at it. Nice placement there. That was Stracy with a cross-court kill, and Mountain View not able to handle it. Los Gatos fighting valiantly here, trying to stay in this match. Trailing by 6 here in the 4th set. Float serve. Good recovery by Mountain View, but they called it a lift. Too much hand time on the ball. Johansson just a little bit too late. The set was fairly low and into the net. Nelson back to serve on a nice run here, down by 4. Trying to stay in this match. Cross court to Holroyd. Almost got there. That was Hendy with a valiant dive. And we're at set match point here. Mountain View up 24-19 in the 4th set, up 2 sets to 1. Price back to serve. Tight to the net, back set. As Wong not able to handle the kill. Jarnigan comes in for Los Gatos. And is back to serve. 4 set points in it, 4 set and match points here in a row. And that is the set and match. So that's 25-20. We'll see that last point again one more time. Just over the block. So, great match here tonight between the Mountain View Spartans and the Los Gatos Wildcats. Mountain View taking the set, the match 3 sets to 1. 25-23, 11-25, 25-19, and 25-20. As the teams congratulate each other. Nice round of applause from the crowd. KMVT Channel 15 Sports is produced and directed by Bobby Chastain. We have our camera crew of Tim Erskine, Renee Mendoza, and Janet Chastain. Thank you very much for all of their hard work tonight. Thank Palo Alto Medical Foundation again, and thanks very much for joining us for tonight's game. Again, Mountain View Spartans over the Los Gatos Wildcats, 3 sets to 1.